Dungeon family since the early days, like I discussed with you before.
Yeah.
And I'm not a front face member. And I just want to let people know that because you never seen a lot of people, like I told you, I thought I might wear the mask. It's just too hot, bro. I couldn't
Yeah.
do it. So I said, no, I just let the people see my face. But
Yeah.
I came up through that system. And that's what I really refer to that whole Dungeon family thing as a system. And
Okay.
them brothers taught me.
Yeah.
It don't get no plainer than that. I can't say it no more plain. You know what I mean? I was 20 and they showed me the game. And that's the
Okay.
little part about the business. I feel we would talk about the business a little bit. So I just share
Yeah.
kind of my history and maybe why you brought me on.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? So but them brothers taught me. I didn't know nothing about the music business. I was just had a dream to be a writer.
Mm.
And they gave me a shot.
I can
That's
dig, man.
it. That's it. I was working as a journalist, and I was doing my little freelance thing around the city. Getting stories here and there as I could as a young 20-year-old writer, and had dreads, and nobody was rocking with a 20-year-old kid in 1991 with dreads. You know what I mean? And I was a unique character, really around that time. A lot of us was the only people around that had dreads was either from Jamaica,
Mm.
Rastafarians, real talk. And I'm around here, just trying to make a way, dealing with the
Okay.
same stuff we really seeing now. And that's what's kind of unique about it, because around that
Yeah.
same time was the Rodney King situation,
Yeah.
92. And so, we in Atlanta at that time, I'm in the dungeon, and we were making our music that probably at that time probably sounded a lot like, just NWA. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
The group we were working on, East Point Chain Gang, it was before Outkast. There wasn't an Outkast then. Just to clarify that, there wasn't an
Yeah.
Outkast. So the group we was working on, they was just kind of like a kind of a, I'm just being real. They was kind of NWA clone. Let's
Yeah.
just yeah, they were kind of clone the NWA in a lot of ways. But members of that group were Cool Breeze, Big Gip of the Goody Mob, 808 Mafia, Pharaoh 808 Mafia was in that group. That Organized Noise was producing, called the East Point Chain Gang. One of my homies, my best friend from childhood, OZ, Brandon Halcomb, and Michael Sanders,
Mm.
Chief, who
Yeah.
appeared on one of the songs later with Goody Mob on their second album. But
Yeah.
anyway, all of these cats had, all of us, we stayed down. The brothers gave us work. We learned the business. That's basically what I'm telling you. All of
Yeah.
us were just young men, just like any of these other young cats and they little crews around the city right now. No
Okay.
different, no
Yeah.
different, no different whatsoever. Just doing our thing, and you know what I'm saying. And then, but the chain gang didn't work out. It
Yeah.
didn't work out. Basically, Big Reek just had enough of it, and I guess the rest of the crew just had enough of the whole idea of the chain gang and what the
Yeah.
chain gang represented and what they was trying to do. And so, damn, that's it. That no more chain gang.
Yeah. And by
Okay,
what
yeah.
by what time was this?
We talking 91, 92.
Okay. Okay.
There was no Outcast.
Okay.
There was no Goody Mob.
Mm, wow.
It
That's
was the
crazy.
Chain Gang.
That's what's up.
The
So man,
Chain Gang were doing shows with Naughty by Nature, BDP, KRS-One. This is, look it up. It's history.
oh wow.
Gift and Cool Breeze was rocking shows, and they rocked the Morris Brown Homecoming in 1991
Wow.
with Naughty by Nature, KRS-One, Boogie Down Productions,
Yeah.
all Cypress Hill, all on the same stage with the East Point Chain Gang. Legendary shit.
That's crazy. That's
Legendary
crazy.
shit.
First time I'm ever hearing of that, bro. That's crazy.
Because only a few people could tell you this.
Yeah.
You understand?
Okay.
That's what I'm really, ain't a lot of people could even tell you this.
Wow.
Them 13 members of the Dungeon family that you know, can, the 13 members that the world knows as the Dungeon family can
Yeah.
tell you. And then a bunch of other people that's connected to them can.
Okay.
And I'm just another one. I'm just another connect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The
So
connect.
moving forward, yeah, y'all know the rest. But that's how I got involved. And for a long time I got associated with Cool Breeze because I stayed by his side and I did everything I could to assist him in any way that I could. That was basically my role for Cool Breeze. You know, a lot of people would call me his manager and all sorts of things, but I was really just his right hand man. I was just his man. I was just like, yo, I got you, Cool. We're gonna figure this shit out together. Because like I said, we all were just learning the business. We didn't know anything. Like I'm 49 years old now. I was 20 then.
All right.
You know what I mean? So I now know a lot more than I knew then. You know what I mean? So clearly.
Also, too, man, one thing about it, I don't want to get off track, man, but I want to thank you. You know what I'm saying? For I don't know if that was the beginning of this year or the end of last year, man, but you know what I'm saying, you showed me a pretty good experience, man, the Scarface concert. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was the beginning of this year, man. We brought in this year amazing, man.
Yeah, man. It started off great, bro. Like, it started off great. Like it was going to be legendary, bro. For real.
It is still going to be legendary, just not in the way we thought.
Yeah, it's definitely not. It ain't definitely ain't what we thought, man. Like,
we was at the Scarf. Yep, I saw you. I was on stage. I was setting up for Backbone. I was getting shit ready for Backbone, and they were, that was their night. Backbone and Scarface. That was their night. January 6th of this year, earlier this year. Yeah.
I was just sitting there thinking about that. The other we was talking. I was like, man, when was that Scarface concert, bro? That seemed like forever ago now, bro. Like,
yeah, but it was January this year.
It's January, bro. Like that seemed. That seems like a decade ago, bro. That's crazy.
It does. It seems like a world ago. It just seems impossible that we were in a room with a bunch of people. Matter of fact. Me and my homeboy were just talking about it because he was talking about he had to get a new cell phone. And he said, this is when he knew. Let me tell y'all this story right quick. This shit funny as hell. He gonna hate me for telling it though. But he was like, yo, this is when he knew he had to get a new cell phone, right? We had to, we had the Scarface show. I'm working, you know me, I'm working. So I'm everywhere, just working. So at one point he told me he's in the crowd with his phone. He's holding his phone up. And he looks at the dude in front of him, and he says he looks at this dude's phone, and it's like he's standing on the stage, looking at dude's phone, right? Like, damn, this nigga phone so beautiful and so crystal clear. And then he looked back at the people looking at his phone. He just took his phone down and shit.
I ain't gonna lie. I done had one of the moments. At Union before. I'd have been at Union at the show, and everybody be having their phones up and nothing at that point. And I be looking through their screen, and I look through mine. I just put mine down like that.
Right, bro. And he had that moment. He said, "Bro, I had that moment where I said I got to get me a new phone." but that going back to that, like you said, it's unreal now. That
crazy.
We was in the crowd with white people, black people, children.
Yeah,
it
was crazy, bro. Like that was a real peaceful night, and I think like
very peaceful. Scarface was amazing. Backbone was amazing. Killer Mike came out.
Killer Mike came out. Like
Killer Mike came out.
Backstage smoking with Big Crit and them, like you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, Crit, everything. You know what I mean? So
it was real. But that's probably one of the best memories of this year so far.
Yeah, right now that's one of the best memories. Right now I can say that's the best memory.
So shoot, man. All right, we got you, man. We got you locked in. We got you in this, man. We're gonna go ahead and chime in my next brother, man.
Go ahead, man.
Well, too, man. This is our dog, man. Struck Supreme. This guy, he also been down in the city for years, doing his thing as an independent artist. You know what I'm saying? But he also took a step back and decided to make a way and make situations available for independent artists and kind of take a backseat on his artistry himself. You know what I'm saying? So real humble dude, real smart brother. He represents that Rabbit Distribution, as well as whatever else he got going on, man. He got so many hustles going on. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, man, we chop it up with my brother, my dog, Struck Supreme. What's going on with you, bro?
Days.
What's up, bros? How y'all doing?
What's up, bro? Hey, straight up, long time no see.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. For real. Right. Shit. This looking like gonna become the new normal. Yeah. This the only way niggas can communicate.
There we go, that phrase, the new normal.
Yo, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we gotta do that.
Hey,
gotta learn how
see what's going on.
Started that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what's up with you, man? How you doing, man? What you
but you know, man, everything good, bro. I can't complain, man. Life good, family good, business good. You know, in the midst that's going on, I can't complain.
No,
not at all, not one bit.
I can dig it.
How you been?
I can dig it, bro.
I man, you see me, man, just you know what I'm saying, like maintaining, bro, like working, man, trying to stay as busy as I can, keep my mind occupied, you know what I'm saying? Stay out these folks' way, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Man. So if you know anything good, that's what you best to do, stay out the way.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? For real. You know.
Try to stay out of everybody's way.
But I like what you're doing though, Ren, with your, with this whole setup, man. You know, it's a good vibe, man. I like what you're doing, man. I appreciate you having me on the show, first of all.
Man. I appreciate you coming, man. You know, I've been trying to get you on it for a minute, you know what I'm saying? So luckily the stars aligned and we was able to get you on tonight. And
yeah, man.
It's a real good time, actually. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's a real good.
It's perfect though.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, perfect time, man. Especially, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, these are two brothers. Like I said, I ain't seen in a minute. You know what I mean? I've been knowing for years, so it's real good. I'm saying real good reunion and all that good stuff going on.
Atlanta. Real Atlanta.
I mean, real Atlanta. That's right. Real Atlanta shit going on, exactly. But for those of you, people out here that might be watching, man, don't know too much about you like I know about you, man. Like, just get them a little background about who you are and what you do, man, and what you got going on besides being on this motherfucker with me.
President of a global distribution and marketing company here in Atlanta called That Rabbit Distribution. If you from Metro Atlanta, surrounding areas, I'm sure you heard of it, but we got a great situation going on with the Orchard and Sony Music. We really cater to a lot of emerging coming away from
Android
to do it yourself type of distribution, putting them in a position where they can control their own destiny, showing them how to be their own boss. That's really what it's about. I like you said earlier, I used to be an artist, but it ain't that I don't love being an artist. I always love being an artist, but one thing I learned while doing music, being an artist, and you gotta have your business straight.
Yeah.
So my thing now is really to be more so like an advocate. Help artists, show ways, really, control their creative intellect, the intellectual property, as we say. You know what I'm saying? I learned that dealing with Kyrie and the Connect and things like that, working, with us and a lot of people throughout the city. It's about ownership.
Yeah.
Have ownership, take control. So that's what we're trying to do, and that's what we're showing artists, man, how to be in control of their craft and how to do it the right way. 90% business, 10% talent. Exactly. You can probably come up with something out of here.
I can dig it. I mean, what do you say to the artists, man? I know there's a lot of artists that probably like, man, it's the coronavirus going on. I can't do nothing, like, you know what I'm
saying? Yeah. This corona meeting, streaming, everything going to streaming, everything digital. Everybody's at home, until recently, last 2 weeks, everybody been in the house. So, I mean, what else is there to do but to check out new content? If you are really putting together visuals and audio constantly,
man, ain't no
this is a good time. I mean,
I think I'm back. Everybody back. Man.
Yeah.
Well, you go live. When it ain't those, you just
yeah. Yeah, I just got back, bro. I don't know nothing you just said, right? And none of that shit. Okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? My bad.
I don't know. I caught it though. I think I caught it. I don't know if the people caught it, but I know I heard everything you said.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know what Ren got going on over there.
That's why I put
Ren done blew too much weed smoking to the damn laptop.
Shenanigans, man. I got people trying to
blew too much smoking to the laptop.
Yeah, man. But yeah, Struck, man. I definitely.
But no, I was just saying that.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Now, what you were saying, King? Go ahead.
No, really quick.
No, I was just saying like right now.
See the delay. It's the delay now. Now it's the delay. I got it. It's the delay.
That's it. It is. So
it's gonna be funny for a second when everybody catch up again.
Yeah. This is crazy. This man, look, man. Like I say, I learned something new with this whole thing every week, man. Like it's crazy, bro.
Who caught up? Is Struck caught up yet? You with us?
I don't know. He going slow motion.
Yeah, I'm with y'all. Y'all with me?
Yeah.
It's me?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I can hear him perfectly. Like you do.
We good?
I think yours is delaying a little bit, bro.
Yeah,
like if somebody tried to call you or something like that, you might have to like restart it.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Hold on,
I think I'm good. But yeah. But no, Struck, all I was saying was I the same thing like I told the Ren, man, I really appreciate what you've gone on and done, man. Cause like me and another cat that y'all all know and people know is Pop. Me and Pop are always talking about the things that we see in Jack Rabbit is
shout
doing.
out to Pop.
Yeah, shout out to Pop as well, man. He working, man. Pop is in Columbus, Georgia. I don't even know if a lot of people knew that. He down there in Columbus and Pop is just a unique character in itself, man. You just got to get it known. But moving forward,
always.
Yeah. But moving forward, Struck, you when you stop being an artist, because that's how I met you, man. And like I said, man, I'm like. Man, like that Julio, I was, and a few other songs, but I was just like, man, this cat need to just keep going. But then right when you just kind of like, nope, I'm good. And then you push forward with what you're doing so hard, you never look back. You just Julio'd it in another way. You know what I mean? And it was just, and that's what I admired about what you doing with everything, man. Nat Rabbit. The events, the awards, everything, man. It's like you create a platform that a lot of artists come to. Man. Yeah. They support.
Yeah, man. Like I said, definitely.
And we're gonna keep it growing. We're gonna keep it growing.
And that's what I see, man. I said, like, man, that you got that going, and y'all can keep that going, man. And some of the conversations you and I've had in the past. Just bringing it all together. At some point, we got to bring it all together.
Yeah, man. You got to. I mean, that's what it's about, man. Like, you know what I mean? That's what family do, man. Family go out, they grow, they spread their wings, they go do other things. But at the end of the day, they come back to the table and they eat and they you know what I'm saying? They share together and manifest together.
Spread it with their people. Yeah, exactly. Man. Got to spread it with the people, and that's really what I was doing it for. I mean. Was cool. I could have kept going with the music, no problem.
Oh yeah.
But my goal overall was always to try and build the platform. You know what I'm saying? My goal was always to build a platform for artists, for the industry, for music as a whole. Entertainment, man. I think God process, and we just moving, man. We're trying to keep this shit afloat, man. The boat got to stay above water. You feel me?
Right. Now, and like I said, Pop and I, man, we like just being straight up, man. Y'all always the names, like we a family. Like you said, we and we know we all linked. We all connected. You know what I mean? Whether people understand it, however you want to say it, we're all we know we're connected. And so, like when I see you move, whether I'm there or not, I'm still like. Back in my mind, I wonder how that event is going. You know what I mean? I'm wondering.
Man, I still represent. When I do what I do, man, I represent for people. Like, man, you done helped me in a lot of ways, dog. I represent for cats like Ren. They the underdogs and shit like that.
Exactly.
Like, we do this shit real time. We do this shit real time. It ain't no games with it. This is what we really.
This is what we really do. Exactly. This is what all of us really do.
I'm always gonna represent for my people. I'm always gonna represent for the home team, and it's always gonna be love, no matter whether it's near or far. You know what I'm saying? That shit real with me. Always gonna be real.
Exactly. Real. So I'm always pushing people that direction. Same thing with Move. Mook is another very, let me not even not say another word before I not say something about Mook B and what he has been doing for Atlanta for the last 7 years with New Radio.
Yeah. If y'all ain't heard about New Radio, go check it out, man. Fuck with it. He been doing it for years. One of the true people rocking with the independent artists. Been playing independent artists for years. Like
for
way
years,
before,
bro. And even further back than New Radio, man. There needs to be a movie. Mook B deserves a movie. He deserves a movie. This cat really does, and I ain't talking about like something, man. This cat here deserves something, man, for real. Mook is like when we was coming up, y'all. I don't know how, like I said, I don't mind telling my age. I'll be 50 on my next birthday. I can't wait, man. And all y'all invited to the party, man. I'm gonna have the biggest, the 50th I can, But
it's good.
But
I'm there.
But y'all remember this cat named Alley Pat?
Yeah.
Y'all remember Alley Pat?
Name sound familiar.
Yeah, he used to have his show. Used to come on back in the day. This, like I said, this cats my age and even older. But Alley Pat was one of Hosea Williams' partners. And y'all can look him up. And man, he had a show. He was doing his own thing. And Mook remind me of one of them type of. He got that same kind of spirit that Alley Pat used to have because he was a revolutionary. He was an activist. He was a man of the community. He was about the people. And I think that sometimes would get overlooked about Mook B. Yeah. That brother is really just a man of the people, man. He really cares about the people, and he's extremely passionate about it. And that's all you're seeing from Mook B is a whole lot of passion.
Yeah. I think that and see, some people take his passion the wrong way. That be what it is. Like, I totally feel him 100%.
Completely.
But that's because I've worked in New Radio. I've had conversations with Mook B personally. And not only that, but you gotta respect the nigga got a platinum plaque game. I don't give a fuck what you talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's why there's more to his story.
Plaques.
But it's so much more to Mook B's story, man. And because man, Mook B is really responsible for a sound, man. A wave, a whole wave, man. Y'all gotta, and he can tell that story better than I ever could. And you know what I mean, for real. And his story need to be told. And that's the truth. Shouts out to New Radio Station. Give me your music.com.
New Radio.
Shouts out to a lot of records came through New Radio first.
Boy.
You know what I'm saying? So
boy, man. Look, one of the first artists that came to, I remember playing that Mook got at New Radio, that a lot of people don't even know, man, that blows my mind, was Yachty. And Yachty got this song. Yachty has this song that I promise you, I could call up Mook right now and say, play that Yachty song that they put in, the first song that he put in rotation at New Radio. And Mook can pull up that Yachty song. It'll trip y'all the fuck out, man. But it's Yachty way back when Mook first started New Radio. I'm telling you, man, it's so many people have come to New Radio, man. Just so many. I'm telling you, man. It's just amazing. It's just amazing, man. That brother, all young independent artists out there, man, go to New Radio. I'm telling you, go put in some work. That's all I'm saying. Just go put in some work over there.
Yeah, definitely. Well,
you know how it go, man. As a matter of fact, with the award show coming up 13th, New Radio is nominated for Independent Radio of the Year.
Okay.
So they do major independent game, man. We got to show all love to Mook B. And New Radio and all the shows on New Radio.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, and because man, it's some cats that have been rocking with Mook, man. And then this is another thing. Just to go there. The shout out to Mook for all the people that he has inspired. Who started at New Radio and are now doing incredible things on their own. Man, just think. I think of one young woman that we see on the front line every day. Now, she didn't necessarily start at New Radio, but she damn sure came through there. And I'm talking about Sharbaze.
Yeah. Sharbaze. What's up, Sharbaze?
Sharbaze.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? another one. You know what I'm saying? That's another phase that damn sure put in some work at New Radio. But I'm just saying that place has produced so many powerful people. You just gotta go. You just gotta go back and do the history, man.
Yeah.
And shouts out to Sister Soldier. That's what I call. I call her Sister Soldier.
Malcolm Luther Queen. That's what we call her. Malcolm Luther Queen.
That's what I said. I know that's her name, but I call her Sister Soldier, man. That's Sister Soldier for real, man.
Yeah, she been on the front lines, bro. Like,
man, much respect to her, man. She been doing some great things, man, for the community, for the people.
And for a minute,
and it's crazy because when you see her, you don't think that she got all that in her. But man,
she
salute her.
Salute
her for that, bro. She doing it. And she on the front line with
she been doing it way before it was cool, way before, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, without the cameras and all that stuff, man.
Without it, exactly.
Shout to her, man. You know,
but I definitely want to give shouts out to her. Shouts out, salute Sister Soldier, Malcolm Luther, Queen, you know, Shaw Beasley, Shaw Bates, you know, another alum of New Radio.
Yeah.
And I just want, and the list goes on. I could do this a long time of a list of names of people who come through that place, man. It's just amazing.
Y'all drinking anything?
Nah, I ain't sipping on nothing, man. I wanted to keep,
Okay. Let's take a shot, but we ain't sipping on that. We'll take a shot, right?
Just the gas. That's cool.
Just the gas.
I want to keep a little focused. You know what I mean?
That was up. Well, man. All right. Well,
right.
Y'all know, man. We gonna
It is Monday.
It is Monday, right. Man, all the days starting to come together, bro. I don't know what day it is right now, bro. Like,
and so every one of them seem the same now, got.
So
man,
can I ask both of y'all the same question? Like, because I know I had my moment. Like, when did this shit just like hit you? Like, it hit me. Like, you know, I had my moment, but when did it just really hit you? And I can think of my moment where this shit really hit me. Like, man. And when I'm gonna finish, it said, I don't think it's gonna be the same again.
I think it really, really hit me like my birthday, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's really, like, it really, really, because I was like, dang, like, I was just thinking about the stuff I was doing the year before.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think last year, like, I performed at Bonfire with the live band. So, like, the day of my birthday, I was, like, rehearsing with the live band. Like, I went and had dinner with my folks and all that stuff. And I was just thinking about, like, this year was like, well, you couldn't do nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it was just, it was like, but I think that was like when it was really hitting me. I was like, dang, bro, like, like my birthday at the beginning of May, so I was like, dang, like shit ain't gonna be the same, bro.
Yeah,
like,
it ain't gonna be the same, yeah.
And then that's when it started hitting me about like the graduates, the kids that got the kids that graduated, the you know what I'm saying, the people that's like getting out of certain things like military school and all these other things that were like the, you know what I'm saying, like just entangled, like, you know what I mean, like, yeah, it sucks. Like for the kids that graduated, man, shout out to y'all, because not being able to have no graduation party and no real graduation, like, for real, man, something that like
to the class
really, man, really sucked. You know what I'm saying about this whole situation. And I think that's the part, like one of the parts that hurts me the most about the whole COVID thing is that these kids, that like some of the things that made you who you were as a human and a person, man, they won't be able to truly celebrate like we did, like, you know what I'm saying. But they always gonna remember it. You know what I'm saying? Like this, you're never gonna forget this year ever.
You know they'll never forget it. Yeah, they'll never forget it now. Yeah, never forget it.
None of us will.
You know what I'm saying? So, man, we're gonna go ahead, man. I know, man, both of y'all, I mean, Kyrie, you're a father as well, right?
Say what now?
Kyrie, are you a father?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Kyrie, a father. Struck, you a father. I know you got young men over there, you know what I'm saying? So, man, of course, y'all both being from Atlanta, born and raised, being here from the start. Man, what was y'all thoughts on everything going on in the city? In itself. I mean, we'll get to Floyd and Minneapolis and all the other places, man, but particularly us being like, I consider us people that would consider ourselves like ambassadors to like the new niggas not from here that be here, that be coming here on the music scene or whatever, not, you know what I'm saying? They usually like tend to rock with niggas like us and support niggas like us or whatever not. So what's y'all thoughts and feelings, man? Like, what's up, man? Like, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Like, what's what's next?
I mean, first of all, if I can start it, if I can start it out first, I mean, you know, like I said, and like Killer Mike is the Killer Mike pretty much hit it right on the head as far as just us and what's going on. You know, we are people that's broken. You know, we're broken in a lot of ways. We got ways, you know, with all the looting and the rioting, that's one thing. But people was they're trying to make a point. You know what I'm saying? Equality, have equality. Still in Atlanta, and yeah, you know, we know this the Black Mecca, Black Hollywood. We got shit popping here in Atlanta, but bro, you know, we be on the road
right
to these other cities. Ain't no people, you know what I'm saying? And they treat you different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The level of respect is not there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. We can't ignore the fact. Okay, yeah, we good in Atlanta, and you can go out and be who you want to be in Atlanta. But shit, bro, it's hundreds of other cities where you cannot and will not
go 15 minutes up the road, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what's up.
And everything changes. You know what I mean?
Well, I was
anywhere
up top. I was up top over the like last summer. Like this, so for me, it's kind of weird because I'm thinking about where I was last summer, and you know, I'm clearly not going to be there this year. And I was actually considering, you know, going back up again. But being up in Connecticut, being in Pennsylvania, being in New York, in New Jersey, those 4 months that I was up there. Yeah, man, it was culture shock because I hadn't traveled up there and spent that much time ever. Like I've been up there and and spent maybe at the most maybe 4 or 5 days, but not months. So over I'm being Atlanta. I'm bringing everything about this Atlanta and how I act, how I talk, how I treat people, everything. And I soon found out I couldn't do none of that shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, Atlanta's I couldn't do none of that shit. And even my people up there was like, yo, K. You know, they was just, just really just putting me up on like, you know what I'm saying? And over time, just gradually, I'm just paying attention because like I said, we wasn't just the situation I was doing up there. I wasn't staying in no one place, so we was moving around. So I'm dealing with all of these different cultures, but I was just seeing the common thing, nigga, you ain't welcome.
Yeah.
And
I ain't saying they was necessarily saying, nigga, you ain't welcome, but nigga, you ain't welcome. You know what I mean?
But you felt the vibe.
Yeah, you ain't welcome like that. What are you doing here? How long you gonna be? Like you working? Basically, like you must be working. Other than that, you don't need to be around here. Or why are you here? Or we're questioning. Now, what I did see, honestly, while I was in New York, I did see one moment while I was in New York that I thought was brilliant. I was on the subway. I move. I don't move in limos and shit like that. Even if I had the money, I don't move like that. That's just not how I move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I move like I told people when I first started. I just moved. So when I was this one of the little scenes I saw moving on the subway.
Yeah.
And this couple, young black couple, they going at it. I mean, they going at it. You know what I mean? She giving him the business. She giving him the business, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Without me having to go into many details, but she giving it to him. He done fucked up and did something, and she letting him have it. You know what I mean? And he ain't trying to hear it, and then they going back and forth. And she telling, and they getting in the blows, but she holding her own, he holding his own, but they going to blows. Eventually the police come. They separate them. They don't arrest either one of them. And they tell young man, they say, we're going to put her on this train, and you're going to wait for the next train, and then you're going to go home. Because y'all both need to calm down and breathe. You know the color of every officer that was on that scene? White. So I have seen discretion live.
Yeah.
I've seen it live. That was a moment that at that moment I thought, oh, this young man about to get it.
Yeah.
You feel me? I mean, they at that moment when they came up, they was throwing hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So the discretion that I saw showed me something. You know what I mean? That's why I'm even sharing this story. Because it's real. You cannot just assume about anything just because of what you've seen or what you heard.
Yeah.
You know, on TV or online, and that's what I want to say. Until you experience it yourself, until you have had, you know what I mean. Don't judge this man with this badge on too harshly. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
In that, because like I said, my first assumption, like I'm just being real, when they ran up, I didn't think they were gonna do what they did. I thought I was about to witness the norm. You feel me? What we assumed to be the norm.
Yeah.
I thought Buddy was about to catch it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. When it comes to when it comes to the police and stuff, like, you know what I mean, like, of course, I mean, I'm
like
everybody else. I'm like everybody else. Like,
it's a little bit you, Ren.
Yeah, fuck 12. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm somebody who grew up, like, my mom is a retired police officer. I got an uncle who's a retired Atlanta police officer. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I grew up, my mom was a trainer in the training facility for the police in DeKalb. So I done plenty of times after school, I done sat there in a training class and watched the training techniques that the cops do. You know what I'm saying? And what they ain't supposed to do and what they not supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Like, it's safe to say in my adolescence, like, I grew up with a lot of police around, you know what I'm saying? And like, there's some good cops and there's definitely some bad cops, you know what I'm saying? And even within they little gang and they clique, they face racism and stuff they can't do and they ain't allowed to do within they even own little gang and thing that they holding on to and they standing behind. So it's a real crazy subject, like, you know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, like you're saying, like it ain't all police working well, because, like, I mean, I know, like, all of us being from Atlanta, man, we probably got a homie, a partner, a cousin, or somebody that, you know what I'm saying, or know somebody that's related to
somebody,
you know what I'm saying,
somebody, you know,
because
right.
In the city of Atlanta, like, at one point, like, that was a prestigious job, like, you know what I'm saying, to be a police officer in the city of Atlanta, just like at one time,
and it should be,
yeah. You know what I'm saying? And like, you one of the few we're one of the few cities where we have an all black, mostly black police force. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and for real.
And there's been plenty of nights I done smoked weed right in front of Atlanta police officers. They ain't said or done shit. You know what I'm saying?
I'm here to vouch for you, bro. Since that story I told you being a kid in the 90s. Yeah. It's been like that since the early 90s, man.
No. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Way before it was legal anyway. Like, I'm 38 years old, man. I've been smoking where I want to since I was probably like 15 years old.
Man, it's been like that. It's been like that.
Walking down the street, just smoking. Yeah, so they ain't never really been no.
You know what I learned with that real quick is that if they did say something, they say, "Hey, man, don't do that in front of me."
Yeah.
You know, like, damn, like, don't be that bold, you know. You know what I mean? Like, give me a little respect. You feel me? And I've had them, you know, say something like that to me. You know what I mean? Want that shit on my uniform? You know what I mean? So, you know, I
So with that being said, and us having that train of thought, what is something that those brothers and those people that we are talking about in the police force, what is something they need to do or they could do the kind of, I guess, show the people that they stand behind us and they are with us as much as they can be, as much as their job entitles them to be. Because I know some of them, you know what I'm saying, they can't really say much or do much because they may be worried about their status. I think me and somebody was talking about it last night. People worried about their status and they don't want to lose their status in the position where they are. So sometimes that makes them afraid to really speak their mind and really stand up.
That's the thing. That's the thing, though, right there, Ren. Yeah. That's where the change has to come.
Yeah.
You can't be your stand.
Exactly.
You saying on the basis somebody doing wrong, stand up. Be accountable for who you are. A police officer supposed to protect and serve.
Yeah.
Indeed.
That's the oath. You know, if officer is not serving, that don't make you a bitch nigga. That don't make you a snitch. That just means that this person is not holding up their oath and they don't need to be in that position, bro. That's it.
At all.
They can go be a security guard or something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Like they don't need to be not going to if you play the rules all around but the same for everybody. Man, cut that shit out, man. Go somewhere. Go do something else.
Indeed, you can. There's other opportunities.
I'm not a police officer. Yeah. My brother-in-law a police officer. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? It's people that I know personally. You know what I'm saying, that deal with it on the beat every day. Right. You know what I'm saying? That you got to worry about if they gonna make it home or not.
Exactly.
Wow. You know what I'm saying? So the show both ways. But right. If you're an officer, I just like when you take that oath, stand on it. Just like when you a street nigga, you take that street oath, you stand on it. It's no other way around it. Be who you be real. Be real about who you are. And if you play the position, find something, be a police officer. Please save us all this time and effort, man.
Man, for real.
So somebody on Instagram live asked if a good officer doesn't speak up, are they really good?
I mean, like,
man, it's just like yesterday. Go ahead, King. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, like, if you know, like I said again, you gotta really examine somebody. You know, kind of do the books on them. You know, so to speak. You know, I don't think you can take a sound bite of anybody. You know what I mean? And then try to quantify their entire character in a sound, you know, based on a sound bite of information that you know about them, or just a little piece of information. But I still think if you see someone that's you know, if they're speaking up against it, I think it's a good thing. I mean, you know, if them lips and mouth and vocal cords are forming these words and doing it, it's positive, man. I look at it as positive because it's better than it's better than the shit they could be saying, you know.
Yeah. Facts.
I feel you, bro. I feel you.
I mean, I look at it like this, man. It's plain and simple.
No.
It's really plain and simple, man. Right is right, wrong is wrong. I mean, it ain't really nothing else. It's cut and dry like that, bro. Right. If you do, you know when you're doing wrong. Every one of us knows something wrong. We doing something wrong. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it don't get no different, bro. Like if you're doing right and you the cop that's doing what you're supposed to be doing, helping the community, there to protect and serve, kudos to you. I respect what you're doing. But if you taking that blue and that badge and you use,
and I think it's a lot of that,
man. No.
Unfortunately, I think it's a lot more than that. I think it's a lot more to that than people ever wanted to admit, and I think that was kind of the I don't know. I'm trying to find the right way to say it, but I think that was kind of their way of saying, okay, we can't do it out in the open. This will be our cover. You know, instead, you know, they still was hiding. You know, they didn't have to have the white sheets or anything no more, but they were still hiding.
Yeah,
in plain sight. So
I mean,
you know what I mean. So
I'm definitely with the motto that, I mean, a lot of them traded in the sheets for the badges. Like, you know what I'm saying? Them little kids and them little children you used to see, they used to take with them to the rallies and to the march and all that stuff. What you think them kids became, man? They put themselves in a position to where they can kill and shoot niggas and beat up on niggas. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's
I mean, if that's what you saw as a kid, and if you saw your uncle do some shit like that, and your daddy do some shit like that, and your granddaddy do some shit like that, what you gonna want to do?
Exactly.
Some shit like that.
So they ain't go nowhere. So I don't know why. Like, I don't know why people like, especially like we said, being here in Georgia, like, you know what I'm saying, where you can go 15 minutes up the road and you gonna see a Confederate flag, and you gonna, you know what I'm saying, you might see some KKK and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no telling. So until you live in that situation, you know what I'm saying? They got that going on, bro. Like you
They
can't
don't
really
know, man.
don't know, bro.
They don't know. That's the only thing. Like they don't know. Because it's real. It's always been real. Like you said, like I said, and that's not a. And I think something I heard Andrew Cuomo say that he said some powerful shit, man. To be real, Andrew Cuomo did. If you hadn't checked out his speech,
Cuomo be on his shit.
Oh yeah,
Cuomo
man,
do be on his shit for real.
Man. Like that dude going to be president, man. Like I don't usually mess with politicians like that, but bro,
yeah, me neither. Me neither.
You know what I'm saying? He said a simple thing, like
but he said some shit though. Cuomo said some shit though, man. Yeah. People need to go check out what your boy Cuomo said, man. Yeah. I was very surprised. I'm just gonna be real. If people who are not familiar with it, I'm not gonna even go and know nothing about it. You just need to go see it and hear it for yourself. Yeah, it just I never heard a white person in his position just say it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he did.
No.
Kept it 100.
He kept it 100.
Like,
he kept it 100.
And that's I think that's one of the things I can say, the beautiful things about what's been going on, man. Like, for the most part, you've been seeing people from all over kind of step up and kind of say something and take a stand on it. Like, I mean, I was watching CNN one day, and the white lady damn near made me cry, because she seemed like she was about to cry. Like, you know what I'm saying, talking about it, like, you know what I'm saying, showing the video again, like, you know what I'm saying. So it was like, I think, I mean, and just to see it so blatantly like that, and with my man, I mean, screaming for his mom, knowing that his mom, like all that, they go into when you find all that out, man, and who bro was, you know what I'm saying. Like, I think for everybody, man, it was too much, because like people are already on edge, because a lot of people still ain't got their stimulus checks. You know what I'm saying? Right. They don't know when they gonna go back to work again, or if they still got their job. Like, you know what I'm saying? They whoever they in the house with, they might hate, or they might not like. You know what I'm saying? So they going crazy. There's a lot of things going on right now, and then you add this to the situation. This fuel to the fire. Like, you know what I'm saying? I really think it's the camel that the starter brought the camel back, or something like. I think that's what they say. Some shit like that, you know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man. Like, it's an interesting time, bro. Yeah. Like, what a time to be alive. Like, Future, you know what I'm
saying? It's wild out here, man. It really is. And like you said, though, I think that the George Floyd situation really with the camel's back. It just tipped the iceberg. I mean, we was already still kind of under arrest, duress with the Aubrey situation down in South Georgia.
Yeah. That was like, dealing with that 2 weeks before that? Like,
and for this to happen. Yeah. Literally 2 weeks. Literally 2 weeks. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just wasn't enough, bro. It just wasn't enough. It was people just felt like, man, we got to do something. And I ain't mad at nobody that was out there. Whether you was for the protests or not, man. If they're doing what you was doing, because it's really a situation of the haves and the have-nots.
Really,
this shit ain't about nothing else but the haves and the have-nots, man. It's the people power, people enslaved. You know what I'm saying? That's all this shit is about, bro. And the ones that was out there in the streets, man, them the have-nots. They want something. Niggas want something right now. They tired. They hurt. Ain't got no jobs. Ain't got no money. And please, hey, it's almost like they see something, go get it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the little, them little young niggas that was rapping and doing the shows and staying out the streets before. Now they ain't got nothing else going on, so they in the streets. They do, you know what I mean? They on 10, like they ready to go, man. They ready to.
And listen, I was looking at Adrian Bronner, the boxer.
Yeah,
looking at his story today. He was like, man, don't even AB no more. He was like, call me twin. I'm all the way back in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, That's what it is. It's like cat, ain't nothing going on. Folks is hurting. Even some of these rich folks is hurting, bro.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Don't get it twisted.
Oh no, man. Like everybody,
you know what I'm saying?
Like this is
it's hard times right now.
This is one of the few times in history where, like, not saying everybody is equal, but everybody kind of feel the pain at the same time in the same way. It's not showing form factor because I don't care how much money you make. If you went from making $1 million a day to making 10,000 a day, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you gonna notice that after 2 days, like, you know what I'm saying.
You heard
whatever it is you make.
You heard.
Yes, sir.
You heard big time. Big time.
If you were scheduled to make 30 million this year and now you might make 2, like, that's a big loss. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not a small loss.
Hell no.
So it's crazy, man.
No.
What do y'all say to, man? Like, what do y'all say to the people that say, man, like, but in times like this, like, where is our leadership? Like, who is our leader? Because, like, I know me and Kyrie, we were talking earlier, man, and we were talking about how, like, as a people, we need to be able to if we really gonna make a stand and we really gonna do something meaningful, we need to strategize, we need to organize, and we need to really, like, you know what I'm saying, like, get prepared. Like, because if there ever was what it seems like some people say they're baiting is the race war was to happen, like, us as a people, we're definitely not in a place where we are ready for a race
armed combat.
Armed combat.
Armed combat. Let's just say it. Armed combat.
Yeah, what it's gonna take. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? We don't have our own food supply. You know what I'm saying? So so you got to be able to sustain your food, and it's just so many things, so many layers. So what do y'all say to the people that say, man, like, where's leadership? Like somebody said today, like, where's Farrakhan? Where's the Nation of Islam? Like, why haven't we heard anything from them? Why they haven't spoke up? Like, you know what I mean? Some people looking to more celebrities to step up and be they saving grace and say something. Like, what do you say to those people?
Man, you know, like you were saying before, really, you know, like how you was saying, like, both y'all was saying, like, it's everybody's feeling it. You know, it's rough on, you know, everybody to an extent. So, you know, to me, this is, you know, this ain't no solution. This is my opinion. I mean, man, it's kind of like you better just recognize it's every man for himself. And if you're looking for help, if you're looking for help, there's people out there who can help you. But I don't think that's the right approach. I don't think you should just be looking for help. You know what I mean? I think you need to be trying to provide some. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, you should have something to offer. You got to bring something to the table.
That's the key.
You just can't be the one always asking for help.
That's the key right there. I mean, I think really, you know, talking about a leader, you know, like a Malcolm X, a Martin Luther King type, it's not that. And we not, unfortunately, we not necessarily in them times. We are brilliant people. So we full of ideas. You know, it's so many different people that have shown signs of leadership.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? Let's not exclude these people. Do their thing and be out here on the front lines trying to put in work. We can't not you know what I'm saying? So I hear thing about it is basically it's a disconnect. Yeah. The truth of this matter is it's just a disconnect between the young heads and the old heads.
Yeah.
And that's the problem lies within us.
It's a real. You know what I'm saying? That is one thing about
that's the problem.
That's the big problem, because there was one thing about the speech when T.I. Killer Mike gave the speech. You know what I'm saying? Like, I saw a lot of, like, the younger heads were talking, and, like, you can, like, right then and there you can see that there was a disconnect, like, you know what I'm saying, between the generations, like, you know what I mean, like, especially when you get to the level they at and doing some of the things they doing, you know what I'm saying? Like, why they were even there in the first place. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like bro said, he didn't want to be there, you know what I'm saying? But it just so happened, like, he happened to have a relationship with the lady because he helped her get elected. He helped her get elected. He was real big in the campaign. And she gave him and bro a part in the campaign and the cabinet for like when stuff like this go down. She knows that these are two people that can talk to the at least make the youth somewhat listen. You know what I'm saying?
To the people.
Yeah, to the people. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean?
But like I think you said, to some degree, there still was a lot of disconnect even in that dialogue, you know, and yeah, because immediately afterwards, which I don't agree with. I saw a lot of criticism of Mike, of Tip, of Keisha. You know what I'm? Yeah, you know, and my thing is the same thing. Like many of us say, man, don't do that.
Yeah.
We don't do
that.
Do that.
And that's exactly what you're not doing nothing but helping the enemy. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's exactly what they want. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think honestly right there, right there, that hits it on the head. Like that's why we don't have any leaders or we don't have that, like, you know what I'm saying? Because even when Obama was in office, like there was some people that would try to find a way to hate on Obama, like, you know what I'm saying? Or anybody that's a leader or anybody that's in a position, like even right now, like, you know what I'm saying? Stuck ain't big time, but it might be somebody out there right now talking about like trying to figure a way and how they can overcome what Stuck doing and doing what he doing better. Or same thing for you. You know what I'm saying? With the connect, there could be somebody out there. You know what I'm saying? Like you just know, you know, man. It's
see that's that thing. Like, you know, like one of the OGs, he said it. He said, you know, we watch for this bullshit because we know it's coming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, and so he, you know, that's just some real shit. You know what I'm saying? He you know, when he put that down, we've all said it. You know, we've heard it so many times, but but it's just the truth, man. It's just you gotta, you know, this shit is coming, man.
Yeah.
It ain't no secret.
Yeah.
And that's
it's damn near here.
Yeah. Right, you know, so
it's like they've been telling us it's coming. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So you got to be prepared. And so here goes some realities.
Yeah.
For about the last, let's just be we'll go on the low side. Let's just say for at least the last 50 years, you could come and lead the country as you please. You could leave and nobody and you could not come back and they wouldn't say go get you.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
You could do you didn't have to stay here.
Yeah.
That's one. So you were technically free to go.
Yeah.
And that's what and that's kind of like the moral of the story. And I know that's a harsh reality a lot of people don't want to hear. But you were free to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's fucked up. You didn't take advantage of it, and your ass is still here.
Yeah.
So now that you're still here, you have to deal with it.
Yeah.
You knew this shit was coming, so it's like it's kind of like who you pointing the finger at for real,
yeah.
For real. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So you gotta, and it's kind of like another little philosophy, real quick. You know, if you're gonna get out of a situation, you first have to accept you in that situation. If you can't be real about I'm in this situation, and you're gonna be deluding yourself about what's actually happening, you're not gonna do anything about the situation that you're in, because you keep deluding yourself that I'm really not in this situation. I'm really not in this. And you keep telling yourself that shit until you don't think you're in any. You're comfortable in this shit. And so I'm in some shit.
And that's part of the problem too.
Yeah.
That's another part of the problem right there. Folks gotta stop lying to themselves.
You know
what I'm saying? Like this social media and shit got niggas so fucking fake, bro. Like, they don't know how to be real to themselves. Like they can't even look in the mirror.
That don't make sense
and
to
be
me,
real
man. That don't even make sense.
It don't make sense. But you have to understand that it's distorted reality. Social media has created distorted reality, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not a reality to a person that was here and living before social media was a way of.
Yeah.
It's a way of life, bro. Motherfuckers look they don't. It's not what it is. It's just not. It's not the same.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Not at all. Like,
and it's crazy that we do it.
Like it's like crazy. Like my everybody is so interested in like no one knows how to take a loss anymore. Like you know what I'm saying. Like everybody so focuses on. I mean like. Instant success or instant fame or instant gratification or like you know what I'm saying, they feel like they entitled. I say entitled, yeah. Feel like they entitled to some shit just because they here and they doing something. Like you know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, nah. Like you ain't putting no work, you ain't putting no sweat, no blood, no tears in this thing. So you have no idea what it means to lose something. Like you know what I'm saying? So like to that that stature, man. So yeah, it's crazy, man.
That's some serious shit you just said, Ren, because that's exactly what it's like. They don't like to not have the experience is something that you just don't understand.
Yeah.
You just don't have no clue. Like and if you can still sit there and tell yourself, man, I know how to fly this plane. What's gonna be the result, man? Come on, man. Come on, man. You ain't gonna make yourself fly that plane, man.
Hey, man. Some people believe in the law of attraction. You think
I did don't know the first but.
Man, you ain't gonna make yourself fly that. If you don't know, bro, believe that shit you want to. Man.
Shit.
You better choose some classes. Something. But that's all I'm saying. But that's the mentality that we have, that we think we can do some shit that we have no experience at whatsoever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how you gonna do that?
Yeah.
Right.
It ain't gonna happen, man. And that's some reality. That's one of them accepting reality things, man. And that's what you said earlier, Struck. They didn't alter the reality.
Right.
They done altered it, dog. Like, that's the crazy thing about it. Like, we don't even know if what we're looking at is even real.
Yeah.
Like, you have to question looking at it. It's real.
Right.
Like, anytime, yeah, you're right, bro. Like, even me, man, we had a situation with this earlier, but we was trying to fact check some shit, you know what I'm saying? And we had to make sure it was real for we could even like say anything or speak on it. You know what I'm saying?
But, and that's the thing. And to be real on that same thing we talked about earlier, it's still, there's still no. We still can't say for you feel me? We still can't just say yeah. You know what I mean? And so it's just one of those things. Yeah. So you know what I mean? So it's like getting back to something else you kind of brought up earlier, man. The way that we move has to change. We don't have to tell everything. Yeah. We need to find a way to just keep some stuff to ourselves and get it to ourselves.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean,
that's
what a lot of those. I don't think a lot of those young people that was down there realized that you might have been down there taking pictures or going live or going video of that shit. They might not get you today, but they damn sure might get you tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? You just gave yourself evidence. You just gave these folks the artillery they need to come get you.
Yo.
I mean, if you
listen, I was watching the new one.
Comparing it to domestic terrorism.
What you say?
Go. What you say, Struck?
Go ahead, King. Go ahead.
No, what you say, Struck?
No, I was just saying, right? No, I was just saying that. So watching the news this morning, right? I was looking at Angeles News. They went crazy in LA too. Yeah. So I'm looking at the news. They got the police chief on there. The police chief said clear as day, look, it was out there. We got your face or we got your license plate. You will be hearing from us. So all these niggas thinking, oh, it was hunky-dory and cool and shit. Bro, they're going to be on your ass.
Hey,
you know what and that's depending on what you stole.
Like,
My bad. This shit crazy. Go ahead.
I mean, facial recognitionism. I mean, Facebook recognize you, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Facebook, it's here. Like, you mean, like, if you have an iPhone, likely you got Facebook face recognition technology, bro. Like, these motherfuckers don't think about shit like that when they do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Indeed. So it's a lot of gathering of data that they've been requesting from you over the last few years. They've been requesting access to a lot of things and saying, let me get this, let me get that, can I do this? Can I do that? And you've been saying yes, okay.
They know the niggas that work out. They know the niggas that
every time you check a box.
They know the niggas that's a problem if it's something should go down. Like they know they got everybody in categories and categorize each one of us in our own little certain groups. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like Facebook got 1 million groups. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's all it is, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's called stratification.
Yeah, my partner was saying he was down at the protest the other night, whatever, and he said he just sat back and watched. He sat back and watched, and Atlanta police let the people do whatever they wanted to do. Let them riot, like I'm saying, they sat back, watched them riot, I'll do whatever with all that stuff. Come 9 o'clock, they started moving closer, spreading the people out. Like, you know what I'm saying, spreading the people out. So now they went from a big group of people to like one group here, and then that's when they came around and swooped them up and started coming with the zip ties and getting people like that. So you're dealing with people that got a strategy. Like, this ain't nothing that they was training for overnight. This is stuff that they've been training years for.
Years.
Like, they have protocol. They have a playbook ready scenarios just like ready. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm at when I think I was talking to somebody like we aren't like this that though that ain't really doing it. Like, I mean, they rioted, they looted and they protested in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like it made a dent, it made some noise, but what we still dealing with the same thing. 30, like the mayor said, Cuomo said, 30 years later, the same shit.
30 years later,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm with, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I can understand the frustration and the anger, you know what I'm saying? But what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to come to a united front, and we're going to have to strategize and put that anger to a more gratifying use. Like, you know what I'm saying? In one direction and one, because like, it ain't nothing for, like, me and my partner was talking, it ain't nothing for, and we shouldn't talk about, I don't know if we should talk about it because, you know what I'm saying, but it ain't nothing for a group of us to get together and goes, and we know special places, particular places where we could go and you could cripple the economy of a city or shut down the economy of a city for a couple hours. You know what I'm saying? But it's just everybody has to be on a united front and be willing to not be the boss, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody want to be the boss. Like, you know,
it's a real
that
simple.
That's so hard. Go ahead. What you about to say?
No, I'm saying that shit is like, you know, if we really wanted to do something, man, it's like so many, like you said, if we could work together, we got to work together. But really, we got all of the resources we need to really do one thing that really could be done, and it would be the most effective, because you could see, you would literally see it overnight. And what I'm about to say is probably gonna just completely just be, you know, depending on who's watching, how many people watch, all this stuff. But I'm about to say we just got to completely segregate ourselves from them.
Yeah, that's the key. Yeah, and it's fun.
And I said segregate ourselves. We have to segregate ourselves. We can't. If we wait for them to do it, it's gonna be the same old shit.
No, I totally feel what you're saying. I totally feel what you're saying because of the simple fact that, bro, my conversation. My wife had this conversation all the time. The only people that don't have, quote unquote, an identity. You know what I'm saying? Every other nationality in this country got their own flag, got their own stores, got their own trade that they specialize in. all that shit.
Yeah.
We the only people.
Yeah.
We call black people.
Yeah.
That's what we call. We call black people.
Yeah.
The fucking. It's not a month.
Like African American is not a.
That's not a where you say you come from.
Like you know what I'm saying. Like Jamaica.
Yes.
That's not a country.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, and I think that's.
You see what I'm saying?
I think on the panel or something. I think T.I. actually spoke on that too, where we as a people, like, we're not a sovereignty. We don't have our own sovereignty state or a section. We don't have our own flag as one. Like we don't.
None of that.
Like so, even with reparations, like
think about it.
But what I say at this point is that we don't need to look.
But we had the same rights as like the Indians. No, that's why we need to create our own. Yeah. But the problem with that though is that there's something else. There's an underlying fact of house nigga versus field nigga. Yeah. And see, there should just be nigga, and that's it.
Right.
So let's take it one step further.
You know what I'm saying? That's a big problem.
So let's take it one step further.
Okay.
So clearly you can't, because and I know I want to keep the integrity of something pure here, and I don't want to say too much, and I don't want to not say enough.
No.
But why does everything have to be about race? And so coming outside of the paradigm is of what we've been
right
in. You know, we all been in this. This is what we know.
Yeah.
Why do we have to continue to bend to it? Why are we moving at? Why can't we create our own?
Yeah.
Why are we still trying to mimic or copy it in any shape or form? Why isn't we moving toward doing something that is legitimately ours? That's all I mean. Like we you know.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. Right. We don't have ours. Right. We need to focus on ours.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. To me, that's what's going to resolve the issues and the problems. We have to create ours, and we really have support. You know, it's funny how, like, I in the conversation we talk about how, hey, you see somebody coming up doing something, instead of supporting them, you trying to figure out what they doing better. No, that ain't what we trying to do, man. We gotta come together, man. Yeah. Again, it's a disconnect. We have a lot of areas that we need to work on before we can get this whole total picture.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna escalate it. I'm gonna escalate it again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna escalate it again. We ain't got time like that. Yeah. We tripping. We didn't let so many windows of opportunity and keep thinking these windows just keep on magically appear and open and stay open for when we are ready.
Yeah.
That's some stupid ass shit to keep thinking, man. We're gonna have to. We getting to the point where we have to bust out windows.
Yeah.
And you feel what I'm saying? We've gotten to the point where we think the only way we can solve our problem is to bust out windows. Literally.
Yep.
Because we haven't created our own.
And that's
and what I'm saying is that
the
segregation I'm talking about is a paradigm shift. It's a complete paradigm shift. You're gonna have to step completely outside the box of everything you've ever known. And it's a matrix shit. I mean, as a metaphor, it's on that level. Yeah, it's like the Matrix, man. You're gonna have to really, step out of that shit, man.
No shit. Well, I was up. Man. We got our last little guest, man. He a little late, you know what I'm saying?
It's all good.
Leave it to the white boy to be on 60 time and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Leave.
It's my dog Panda, man. Yo, what's up, bro?
Go ahead and get
What's going on, man? That's short. That's all the connect, man.
Hey.
Hey, what's going on, man?
nice to meet you. Audio.
My man, he was we was on work and in the restaurant industry together. When I was serving at Legal Seafood, and he's also a dope producer and dope musician himself, man. So you know what I'm saying, we done did a lot of work on the music and stuff together in the world in the past. So I see he about to roll up and smoke something good. It seems like. And good
Go
doing.
audio.
Yeah, man. So for my partners, man, that don't know you, man, like you know what I'm saying, just tell them a little bit about yourself, man. Introduce yourself real quick while we got a chance, and we can run the show a little bit longer. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no time limit per se, you know what I'm saying? So as long as y'all good, y'all still kicking it, we still good, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. So I'm Audio from Florida, originally born and raised there. I moved to 18. Went to school for audio engineering. I already said, dude, out my own music.
that's you watching the news. That's you watching the news in the background. You watching the news?
I don't know.
Me, I'm watching the news.
Man,
Okay.
the fuck they talking about, man?
What they talking about now? Right.
Man, listen, that's all all I be on now is it's like I'm an old man. All I'm doing right now is just sitting at home watching the news, man.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I found myself doing that the other day too, bro. Like, I sat there and watched CNN for like 4 hours straight, bro, for no reason, bro.
Yeah, I try not to turn on the TV at all, man.
They up bond limit on TV.
Me down.
They out here in the streets all across the country protesting.
They still out. Everybody's still out in the streets tonight.
Man, folks out here, man. Philly strong. Cali still going strong. DC going strong. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
All right, so man,
it'll be like this for the next couple.
Yeah. So Audio, man, like I want to man, like I know, so we done kid a few times, man. I wanted you to go ahead, man, and chime in, man. Like, what's your thoughts about what's going on, man, and what you seeing out here with the protests and the whole situation going on, man.
Well, it's a lot to talk about. I'm listening to y'all stuff. I mean, crazy, man. Obviously, it's just crazy fucked up. They put this money on these tanks and these, tear gas and rubber bullets and sending the National Guard out, but they don't arrest, 3 cops that participated in this shit,
Right.
I have a couple things that I would definitely make sure I bring
That's
up.
crazy. Like, this is what you think. Hold on. That's a good point when you really think about the landscape, like the amount of money it has cost the mobilize the National Guard in all these states, when all they had to do simply is just go arrest the other 3 cops.
Just do what's right.
Do what's right.
Do what's right.
Do what's right. And that's like the part I can't understand and don't see why they can't see that of haven't got that picture, or is it they don't want to see that and they want this to keep going on so they can incite whatever else they want to instill into
sound like the script. Sound like to me.
You know what I'm saying?
Sound like a movie to me.
Sounds like a script to me.
Yeah, because I mean, like, it's like this whole the whole weekend you ain't heard nothing about COVID-19. You ain't heard nothing about it. No commercials about it.
But speaking of COVID, man, but COVID, if it's as real as they say it is,
yeah.
Then it's gonna really fuck some shit up.
Yeah.
It's really gonna fuck some shit up.
Should
You know what I'm saying? Because we've been out here in the streets too heavy, too heavy.
But you don't. So my question is, so let's just say this week comes up and it's not a raise in numbers in cops because the cops been out there too with no masks on.
Right.
Cops been out there by the hundreds. They close to each other now, 24 hours. Like you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Same thing with National Guard. Like if it's really a social distancing like situation, they not they can't social distance. Like that's not part of the job. Like you know what I'm saying. What does that say? I mean because that's what's gonna have to happen, right? Because I mean that would be the normal thought process of things, right? If it's still a threat and people out there and you know what I mean, and it's still on the rise. I don't know.
I mean,
I believe we'll see increase. Me personally, even if it ain't Corona, they still gonna tell us it's Corona, dog.
Because the
We
protesters
gonna see
had masks on.
rises.
The protesters had masks on. A lot of the protesters had something around their face and had their
Some
masks.
did. Yeah, a lot of them did.
A lot of them did. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of them did.
A lot of the cities I've seen people with either they would have a t-shirt wrapped around their face, a bandana wrapped around their face, or they would have a mask on. Like you know what I'm saying? Like there was a good amount that didn't.
Yep.
But there was a great amount that did. Like you know what I'm saying? So if there was an increase in numbers, I just believe that would have to be an increase in the police force, in numbers within the police forces nationwide, and the other people that's out there nationwide too, because that would just be unless they got some kind of special vaccine or something that we don't have access to no more. Like you know what I'm saying?
Shit.
nothing's gonna surprise me.
See, dog. We damn gonna.
See, I be, hey man, I don't put nothing past these folks, man. Like this,
No,
like I said, these folks been playing chess, man. We playing checkers. You know what I'm saying?
Talking about. We just gotta, man, try and stay positive during these times, man. It ain't easy, but we damn sure need prayer. We need positivity. Bro.
Yeah, man. It's
They can say what they want, but me personally, I believe in prayer. I believe that prayer does change things. Of course, action has to come with the prayer,
indeed.
but you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, things.
Yeah, because in the Bible,
things
God
will
wasn't
change, but ain't never been.
voting.
Ain't never been. Never
You
been.
know, like, and I'm thinking like, I just never believed in it or anything. I'm a numbers guy. I want to actually see my vote go somewhere and do something and happen. You know, and I believe in that. I know it might be stupid, might be ignorant, but like, do y'all vote? Are y'all registered? Are you gonna vote this year? Should I vote this? Like,
yeah, I mean, I think you always should vote. I mean, if you want to be truly invested in the process and I say have a voice, like you know what I'm saying, like if you invested in the community, the particular community you live in, and the community that your kids go to school at, and the community that your kids are gonna grow up in, and you know what I'm saying, who are gonna affect their lives. If you want to have you know what I'm saying, unless you got your own government that you about to bring and overthrow this one to take over that one, you know what I'm saying, like that's.
I mean, being honest, I don't got faith in the government. I don't believe that votes count more. I used to, but today, I don't believe it no more. I don't believe it. After the Trump situation, the connection and all, it's hard for me to believe in the government. It's hard.
I mean, I'm with you. I'm right here with y'all. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm kind of in that same situation. I don't have a lot of confidence. I've rarely had a lot of confidence in the political system. I've voted a few times in my life, but for the most part, I've just had a kind of like zero confidence in it working for me.
Yeah.
I didn't expect, I expected the bare minimum from it.
Yeah.
Whatever public systems and things that were like a school or stuff like
Yeah,
that.
like I didn't
I didn't
I didn't
expect
vote
no
for,
more than that.
I didn't vote for
Parks
president.
and stuff
I didn't
like
vote for
that.
president
That's
last
about
time
it.
because I didn't vote for president last time because I'm one of those people. I don't feel like I should have to just vote if I don't like none of one of the candidates. Like I think that's like, to me that's kind of asinine. That's like, I mean, I get the choosing the lesser two evils thing, but nah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to like being the captain of the ship we ride, we own, like, you know what I'm saying? No, I need to be like fully invested and fully behind my leader and trust that that person is going to be, you know what I'm saying? And then like at the same time, like I really didn't feel like it mattered at that point because then I already had been like a lot of fuckery going on with the elections and all that stuff and the funny numbers. So, and we found out it was. So, I mean,
But I mean,
It's all bad.
I
And now,
might just do it just to say that, hey, I did, you know, like I tried, but I'm willing to straight up again.
like,
Something, you know.
no, I mean, I'm kind of like one of them people. I'm kind of like one of them people. Like, they should, if they really wanted to, like, if it was really the voting process was fair and and something truly for the people, like they would hold off the elections, like get a new batch of candidates, you know what I'm saying, and somebody else to run, like to see or something, because I don't know, I just don't feel like, I mean, I thought he was gonna win the first time, and I wouldn't be surprised if he win this time.
Yeah, I was the same way. I felt like
Like,
he
you
was
know
going
what
to
I'm
win the first time. I had no doubt that he was going to be
saying?
president.
Yeah,
And when and even right now,
yeah,
and the only thing, again, going back to it again, is that, again, like I said before, for me, for me, the only thing for me is a complete paradigm shift. Whether I shift my paradigm or or somehow as a group, as a people, white, black, all of us, whatever it takes, we shift the paradigm. But I just don't see, because for me it just never was real. It just was all. I'm just speaking to me personally. It just never was real. It just never was something for me to really, like, I saw it. there it is, but it didn't. It didn't quite seem. Nah, it just didn't seem like something actual. And then you get that they point to somebody and say, "Well, look at this guy." I'm like, okay, that's that guy.
yeah,
He don't give a fuck about me either.
right, exactly. Like, I ain't never, like, you know what I'm saying, half of these, like most of these people, like, ain't even like really even really work work the real, like, 9 to 5 job a day in their life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
you don't know, yeah. I mean, and I'm also one of the people, man. Can't know is 2020, man. Can't no 70-year-old white man tell me what's best for us and the rest of the country at this point. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you in a whole nother decade, like you would you're not in touch with what's going on in this, because so much has changed within that 30-40 year gap, that 30-40 year gap, whatever the gap is. You know what I'm saying? Like, so much has changed. You know what I'm saying? And like,
and
we
that's
just,
my whole thing with presidency. Nobody that I relate to.
nah,
You know what I'm saying? Come down. I feel like it's about who you relate to. And
nah,
if neither one of the candidates is somebody you relate to, why put in a vote just to put in a
exactly,
vote?
exactly. I think that
You
cheats the
know,
process. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because
People, yeah.
big time.
but if more people thought that way and they was like, you know what I'm saying, you know what, we're just not gonna vote.
I mean, can we put something on the ballot that's like no faith in system, no
Yeah,
trust in system? Like, can you just put something in that just says I don't trust none of this shit?
yeah.
You know what I
Don't tell
mean?
me.
For real. Like I don't I just that's and let that and count
Yeah,
those votes and see how many people put in those votes. You know
yeah,
what I mean? For real.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, cause I don't
The
trust
other
this shit.
vote.
Can we get
Put it
new
put in the
candidates?
other
Yeah.
box. Can we get other
Something,
damn
Yeah.
something that just,
something?
something that's not necessarily clearly can't be the president, just
Yeah.
to say we
We got a
not voting
president.
for none of this existing shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Cause
Because
I'm
like
not with it. I'm not
I
with it.
mean,
Look at it. Look at what it's doing. I mean,
yeah.
like,
Oh
it
yeah,
ain't helping. It ain't working.
dude, they showed. I see the picture on the on Instagram today with the White House. Like the White House is like all the lights out. It's totally dark. You know what I'm saying? It's people outside protesting in front of the White House, and the shit totally dark. They saying they bros in the bunker somewhere hiding out. Like you know what I'm saying? At a time where he supposed to be the
But you
leader.
know they
Like,
brought the tanks out today.
huh?
They brought the tanks out today in the White House. That's what I'm looking at now.
Oh
They was
Yeah,
out
wow.
there
yeah. They
protesting
did that
in DC,
earlier.
man. They brought out
Yeah, they did that
everything.
earlier.
See, I ain't
Yeah,
even watch the news today, bro.
Yeah.
That's and
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. That's crazy, bro. Like you know what I'm saying. Like you they already letting us know what time it is. They ready to go to war. Like you know what I'm saying. And us as a people that are
Against their own country.
It's
against
crazy.
their own kind, no matter what,
They ready.
no
They
matter what.
ready against their own country.
Yeah, I seen the picture today with the white girl with the guy shot with the rubber bullet in her head. Like you know what I'm
Like,
saying. When
point
it
blank.
had nothing to do with the protest.
Oh man,
Yeah.
messed up. Shot
Like,
it with up. They
yeah,
did a bad dog. They did shout it bad, boy.
yeah, you
They
know
did a bad. Woo!
Several people lose. They lost their eyes already and shit because they got.
I seen one today. I seen a picture today where the cop had the gun pointing at a little baby, like a little girl. The girl was sitting on top of the father's shoulder, and the cop had the person had the little gun pointing at them. Like you know what I'm saying. So it's crazy, bro. Like you know what I'm
So
saying.
Hey,
So
Twitter and
hey,
you
and
know
man,
and
it's
shit,
crazy.
crazy ass. And I've been also spread, and that's what I want to talk about spreading the peace too. Like too many people who are spreading, the looting and whatever, like all bullshit when they could be showing the majority of the videos that are really there of the positivity and the peaceful stuff, and stuff like that.
Yep.
And another thing I want to mention, like there's several things I can't take the mic right now. One of the things, like I feel like we need to start calling out these reporters and these cameramen that work for these news stations because they're perpetuating this shit. And there's been on video of them like waiting in front of a store, waiting for somebody to come and like do something. Like, you know, wish I could remember. It was something like a reporter like going around like instigating shit, like just asking, "What do you think about this store? Like, what about this one over here?" And like shit like that. I'm like, come on, man. Like, I feel like that these names, like, I know they're just doing their job, but at the same time, they are fueling these so bad. And I know it's like a minor thing in all things, but that's the video that makes the news. Like sometimes random, cell phone video
Oh,
too,
now,
but
that's a major thing. That's a major thing because like at the end of the day, like that's where that's where the people who that's where the majority gets their information from. Like you know what I'm saying? Like people like us, we know not to, you know what I'm saying, watch the news like that or watch what we get what we want from it, you know what I'm saying, and not to be in tune like that. But for the majority, that's what they do. They watch the news. They go to, you know what I'm saying, they go to CNN or they go to TMZ for they daily news source or Yahoo.com or whatever, you know what I'm saying, wherever they get their news from. You know what I'm saying? Like don't nobody pick up a newspaper no more. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Or you know what I mean? Like so
I mean, I work most, I got into this business to be a journalist. I worked as a journalist for years. You know, I used to do investigative reporting. So audio, some of the stuff that you're saying, you know, if my producer or editor, managing editor gave me a story, you know, like you said, it was to some degree, it was my job to go get the story. You know, you know,
Hey,
I'm
we
just gonna
need
be
to.
honest. I'm just gonna be honest. I've made up stories because, but not literally made up because, okay, just make this one up, but because technically we lost the original story. You know what I mean? Instead of Carl would just make one up, was what my editor told me. You know, so I get it to a certain degree. You know what you're saying, and I'm not gonna refute any of the other stuff you're saying because it goes on to even higher degrees than what you're even indicating. So you know, yeah. So you know, so there has to be, you know, like I was trying to say before, even like I said, even choosing my words, there has to be a certain level of integrity in the reporting. And anybody knows me, even when I get online, I try my best to fact check everything before I put it on. I am just one of those type of people. I think I'm doing you more disservice if I provide you with false information.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I'm trying to provide because I was a journalist and I tried to have a certain level of integrity. You know, I was close to people in the business and people came at me saying, hey man, I have X amount of dollars, money, to my money to just do shit. You know, I'm like, I'm not doing that. It's my homie. I'm friends. It's people I want to be able to still be friends with for years later. You know what I mean? You know, I'm not compromising that for some money. But it's people who do. And I'm in audio, I'm just, you know, I agree, man. It's out there.
Yeah, and obviously, it's not. Like I said, like that's what see. You know, excuse me. The truth will always prevail. That's what I always say. The truth will always come to the light, whether it's what it's got to take. But you know, another thing I want to say is, as white people, I'm gonna start making other white people uncomfortable and start bringing this shit up more. You know, it's more than just keeping this shit on social media. It's more than a hashtag. It's more. Are y'all there?
Yeah,
we're here.
Listen,
Like
I'm high.
Reset. But anyway, it's more than these companies. Like all companies from like Sony down to fucking I don't know Nabisco or something are coming out with these. It's like a black background with white typing saying we're with our black brothers and yada yada yada. We respect you in these times. And yeah, that's great, but what the fuck does that even mean? You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just a engagement. That's what.
Like, wait, so you weren't with us before this happened? Is what you're saying?
Now,
What
what
were you
they
doing to us
say is,
before
please
then? If
don't
you
fuck
weren't
up
with
our
us, what were
shit.
you doing to us?
They saying, please don't fuck up our shit. That's what they're saying,
bro. Please don't come burn down the Spotify building. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? You didn't give me you didn't give me 1,000 plays for free. Like, you know what I'm saying? I only got 20 plays this month. Like, come burn down my don't gonna burn down Spotify. Like,
Stop.
right?
But yeah, like this thing, I feel like it's gonna go beyond social media for white people. Like, for these new like people just speaking out and stuff, like okay, that's cool, but let's have these uncomfortable conversations. I don't even want to say it like that. Let's have these conversations.
Right.
Let's say the word too, because I hear a lot of people dancing around their vocabulary when they talk to me. They'll say, "Oh yeah, it's crazy how they did that," and I'm like, "How they?" I want to be like, "How they did what? You know, how they killed that man? You know, like."
well, my one homeboy Dirty, man. Shout out to Dirty from Dirty Boy Social Club. He told me, man, from now and I'm gonna start doing it. Like he was like, when you out in public from now on, you just got like a white person start like white person looking at you crazy. You gotta like do reverse on. You like, yo, fuck you looking at, nigger, like shit like that, and like, you know what I'm saying, just like really like just go in on their ass and like, like why you following me, nigger? Like, you know what I'm saying, like go reverse on their ass with that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or go like follow them around the store, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like stupid shit like that, you know what I mean? So
stop, man. Stop.
You a fool, man.
Hey, but also satirical stuff. I feel where you're coming from. Just don't actually do it.
Right.
Don't do it. Please don't do it.
I'm in the country somewhere. I'm be somewhere. It's gonna be on the road. When we open back up, it's gonna be on the road. We're gonna be somewhere like going on the road somewhere like somewhere crazy, Florida, Alabama, somewhere. And
so you saying you don't want to do no shows when things get straight? Okay, you don't want to do no shows. Okay.
Right, exactly. So back here then.
So that's your thing, huh?
We'll be in the convenience store and be the old white man looking at me. I'm like, what the fuck you looking at, nigga?
Oh my goodness.
Give me my fucking shit, you monkey. Like this.
Real deal.
Oh my goodness.
See how they act. And see how they act.
Oh my goodness. Okay then.
But this is not me.
Oh, man. Appreciate you though. Appreciate you, bro. I needed that one.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. No, I don't think I'm gonna be doing that.
Nah.
That was up though, man. But
yeah, man.
I feel what you're saying, man. Sorry, we're getting too serious for a minute. We had to wake up a little bit. Nah, but man, we on action, man.
Have y'all heard about the Blackout Tuesday thing?
Yeah, I've heard.
What's that?
Yeah.
July 7th?
Yeah.
I heard.
I mean, I get it, but why July 7th? Like, why not tomorrow?
I mean, how about when shit was still operating, when the world was still the world? You know, there ain't much of a world to boycott no more.
Can't boycott Kroger and your daughter need milk. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, what are you gonna boycott necessities? Come on, man.
Right.
Come on, man. Come on, we gotta make sense here, man. Come on. What the fuck are we boycotting?
The mall ain't open like that. You know what I mean?
What are we boycotting?
What are we boycotting, man? Shit we need?
Nothing.
Already out of toilet paper. What the fuck you talking about?
You boycott Walmart,
Hell yeah.
Man.
Walmart should be your best friend right now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Please.
Every nigga should have stock in Walmart right now.
Man, please.
Everybody.
Hey, man, I appreciate y'all, man, because, like...
Did they close your Walmart early?
Yeah,
I heard they closed them. What's up with that?
They closed. Also, yesterday we was at Walmart out here in Stockbridge, and I think we went around like 4:45, 5 o'clock, like whatever. Now, and when lady was getting out the store, like people was trying to walk in, they was turning them back, saying that the corporate office told them to close down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't give them a reason, but they believe it's because of the riots. Like, you know what I'm saying? So just as precautionary, like, measures, they was closing down.
Okay.
Like, this is a Stockbridge when no protests or nothing going on. So I don't really understand, like, what that was about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why? Like, that didn't even make no sense. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's crazy, man. Like, I went through. I mean, I was in the city, man, and I done seen the military trucks. Like, you know what I'm saying? The National Guard posted outside of the stadium. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they out here. Like, it's really. I mean, it's they out here. You know what I'm saying?
You damn right. Yeah,
they out here in droves, nigga.
Nah. But but it's even like that. Like with stuff like this, it's like, oh, you got all this money and all these resources for that when you could just simply fix the problem. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just arrest the 3 motherfuckers that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, winning that was there for it. You know what I'm saying? And that would be probably the simplest way to cause the ease of the storm. But
now, let me ask y'all something else real quick.
About that.
Let me bring up another subject.
It still don't solve the problem, though, dog.
Yeah, you're right.
It still don't solve the problem. Like, even when you arrest them 3,
no,
that don't, bro. It don't. It difference, man. It's just more that got to be done. That, man.
Yeah.
Let me.
That shit a band-aid on. Shit a band-aid on a. That's all that shit is.
So what do you? But what? So okay. So when we done. So what do you do to something that's been going on for systemically for like thousands of years?
I mean, that's again what I was like, say that paradigm shift, bro. Something got to change, man. We can't keep this going with this.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and the saying, like, and that's the thing. Like, I was telling people, like, that I think we were talking about it earlier too, Kyrie. Like, people got to be willing to do things that nobody's talking about. Let's go do. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like segregate. I think, you know, and when I say segregate again, I'm gonna bring that word back up again. I say segregate, but I mean it's gonna have to be on another accord. It ain't got nothing to do with race, because clearly that's not what it's not all about race. It's not just about it's not about race. So when I bring up again that word of segregate, you know, I mean, you know, saying it's gonna have to be. It looked like it just boiled down to look like some real altruistic type shit, and it seems kind of corny. But are you telling me we're gonna have to separate on love, hate, right, wrong, just some basic ass shit, principle like that? Because if you just say you just want to hate, you just on that hate shit. Yeah. You just on that hate shit. I'm on the hate shit, man. Well, you need to go over there with the hate. I mean, I know that's another basic ass solution.
I feel you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but you need to but if you know you ain't on the hate, you can separate yourself from it. You can remove yourself from the bullshit.
Exactly.
You know, you let the hate do what it's gonna do, and just get out the fucking way, man. Let the hate do what it's gonna do, man. We gotta get out the way of that shit, man. For real. Yeah. That hate ain't gonna go nowhere.
Got to. Got to.
I can dig it. So
we can do better, though. We gotta do better.
Yo, we got to, man. Like I said, one of the things, man, like we definitely gotta come together, man. We gotta, like, I think it's kind of one of the overall things is, like, you know what I'm saying, and that even like
come together and get out the way.
even with segregation, like that's still coming together. Like you know what I'm saying, you go with your tribe, like, you know what I'm saying, like you know what I'm saying, like I think I say that in the songs, like one of my songs, like I made, like, would say, if you're not riding for your tribe, then we don't need you, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying, we don't need if you're not on the path we going on, because, like, you know what I'm saying, like this ain't
basically.
This ain't like this looting and riding ain't gonna get it done. Like, it's gonna take a lot more than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna, like, you know what I mean, it's gonna take some extreme measures, you know what I'm saying, because you willing to see that they willing to go to extreme measures to stop you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even did nothing yet. You know what I'm saying? But look where measures they are already ready to go to for just a little bit that you did do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like at times like this, like I be thinking like what are like the people that's like really, really like the super gangsters, the I'm saying like where they at on the front lines, like you know what I'm saying? All that I'm gonna kill, shoot something up. I want to do this now. Where you at now, bro? Like this perfect time, bro. You know what I mean? But ain't
Not
nobody
really.
ready.
But not really. I feel what you're saying, man. But like I said, it could be a real slaughter, man. And that's what I'm saying, man. I just want to be mindful of that too, man. Like a lot of energy can be expended, and like I say, man, I love us. I love all of us. And I don't see nobody children be sacrificed
Exactly.
for something that they don't fully understand is going on. But again, as I put out that sentiment, as I let all that wonderful sentiment go, I know they're gonna still kill our babies, and they're gonna try to, and they're gonna still try, no matter how. And so, like I say, man, the safe play, the smart play, the logical play, man, just get away from these motherfuckers, man. Get away from these motherfuckers. I mean, and generally speaking, man, I don't see more people just running to go jump in the fire. You know what I mean? And generally speaking, you know what I mean? So, man, you generally, if you see a fire, you get away from that motherfucker, man. And it's just like we ain't following the basic rules of nature or something, man. Like we got this Stockholm syndrome shit bad. Like, like get the fuck out, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, as much as you can now, because, like I said, we gave up that little free period we had to get the fuck out for real. Yeah. So right now you can't do nothing but just try to find people like we saying who think like you, who understand. If you can identify a motherfucker who don't think like you ain't gotta say nothing to them. And that's too much of the problem I think is going on. You feel like, you're doing that, you're doing that. You see that motherfucker over there hating? Let him hate.
Yeah.
Let him hate.
I didn't come to argue about what you think, bro. Like, I don't like that's cool. Like,
that we ain't got no time for that, man. They gonna amp this shit up, and then if you get caught up in the mix, you just like that little boy who just got shot, who got sniped. Why did that little boy get sniped, man?
Yeah.
That little boy shouldn't have got sniped. We're talking about a kid who got sniped. A kid who got sniped in America. Why? Because if you really want to be real, nobody knows. Nobody knows. We say George Floyd, we say racism, we say COVID. Man, they done spun us so much. Man, we dizzy.
It's some every week, man. Some every week, man.
Boy, you crazy.
We like Floyd Mayweather in this one.
We don't know what happened, bro. Right. Yeah.
It's crazy out here.
Yeah. But, the mall might be open tomorrow. Hey, man, I'm just keeping it real, man. Somebody who don't give a fuck what we talking about, man. Hey, man, man, I'm gonna play devil's advocate, niggas advocate, real niggas advocate, every other advocate right now, man. Fuck all that shit. Fuck them niggas over there. What the cracker talking about? What that niggas over there talking about, man? Fuck all y'all, man. Y'all niggas ain't gonna do shit neither, man. We need to, you know what I'm saying? It's that conversation is going on somewhere too.
Yeah, already.
You know what I mean? I ain't making fun. I ain't doing nothing. I'm just saying it's a lot of insane ass conversations going on everywhere.
Yeah.
At the White House. Yeah. Can you imagine the insanity being said?
Oh yeah.
Well, it's wild in that mud.
I'm good.
I'll pay to be a fly on the wall in that motherfucker, boy. Like,
there probably is some flies on the wall up in there. That's all I'm saying. Your boy told you about, how he used to work for the Dirty Jed Clampett, right? Y'all know the story. So, man, it's always flies on the wall, man. It's always flies on the wall. Trust. It's and that's just really got to get about. We just, got to get a little bit psychological. I don't mean to hog it or nothing, but I'm just saying, like, we got to think about some other ways. And so, like, my father said something like, man, today, he said, man, y'all need to play a different kind of music. He said, y'all need to work a little more your psychological warfare. He said, y'all ain't working your psychological warfare enough. He said, you're too busy with your He said, you ain't doing nothing to just calm the beast. You know what I mean? So, we got to think about this shit in different ways, man. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Don't always just be so frontal attack. You know what I mean?
That's sad.
Gotta move in silence. You know what I mean? That's right.
Hey, man, but I got to get the hell on, man. It's midnight.
Yeah, man. I was gonna say, man, but I mean, I thank everybody for, man, coming through, man, fucking with me, rocking with me, having a conversation with me. Yo, you know what I'm saying? Thank you.
Thank you, Ren. I appreciate you, bro.
I know you was on CP time, you know what I'm saying? Leave it to the white boy.
Appreciate you, audio. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man. You know what I mean? Fuck with you, Struck, man. You know what it is, brother, man. We're gonna talk, man. Appreciate you, everything you do with that rabbit.
Ready to know,
man. You know what I mean? We got
that rabbit, y'all. Struck Supreme, man. Y'all check them out, man.
To connect, man, my boy. You know what it is.
Love, man. Appreciate everybody.
I know we're gonna be chopping it up soon, man. So all y'all brothers, I appreciate you, man. Y'all stay safe out there, man. Stay strong.
Y'all back out here for real.
Yeah, and your audio, one more thing before you go, appreciate you, man. And I hope, man, have those conversations, man. We appreciate you for, for doing that, man. Continue to have those conversations, man.
A lot of your friends, a lot of people we know personally when want to do this, you know what I'm saying? So it's real dope, you know what I'm saying? So
for the opportunity, man, for real. I'm gonna have some uncomfortable conversations with people.
Oh yeah, you got to. That's where it starts. I mean, that's what politics and debate is really about, man. Like that those uncomfortable conversations that make for change, but it make for great, you know what I'm saying? Great change, because it's just keep it authentic, man. But yeah, man. Shout out to all y'all, man. Shout out to everybody. It's good vibes only on podcast. Tune in next week. I said thanks to Audio, thanks to Struck, thanks to the Connect, ATL. Hey, we out, man. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Hey, good night.
Appreciate you.
Hey.